In government, the Zoning Board of Appeals met Tuesday afternoon to settle two hearings. The first one involved a non-conforming house addition on 488 Manhattan Street and was wrapped up quickly. Much of the discussion for the meeting afterwards centered around a gravel operation at 973 University Ave, the site adjacent to MS Walker. The applicants were applying for a new special permit. However, Dennis McKenna, who represented MS Walker, explained the problems they ran into from their perspective.
He's not been held accountable for the violation of the site plan permit or the special permit. In fact, once we realized that Mr. Federico, which I'll detail in a moment, had trespassed onto our property, had destroyed parts of our property, had cut down over 30 trees, and wasn't going to stop, we had to request the assistance of the building commissioner, who went out and issued a cease and desist order. And because of the all of the destruction that the applicant has caused, actually, in addition to the cease and desist order, the building commissioner required the installation of a fence, a safety fence, because of what had occurred there with the ongoing operations, the 5 years of excavation without a permit.
The board ultimately voted to continue the hearing to allow more time for the board to make a decision on the matter. The Zoning Board of Appeals will meet again in a few weeks. At Tuesday night's Library Board of Trustees meeting, consultant Bernie Lynch presented the three finalists for the position of library director, which will be vacated by the current director, Charlotte Kennelly. The three finalists are Clayton Cheever, Peter Struzio, and Jamie Navarez. The board members that took place in the director's search gave their input on the process. There were 4 meetings Wednesday, starting with the Airport Commission. The commission began their meeting by recognizing a former airport commissioner that recently passed away.
Mr. Chairman, yes, we got word a few weeks ago that former airport commissioner Joe Barker had passed away on October 29th at the age of 91. Commissioner Barker was also a former member of the Combat Infantrymen's Association, Norwood Sportsman's Club, and the Norwood Elks. He was a licensed pilot here for many years and often enjoyed flying his plane from Norwood, from the Norwood Airport to Cape Cod and the islands. He was appointed to the Airport Commission on September 18th, 1990, and he served more than 20 years on the board. Again, he was a private pilot and was well known on the airport. During his time on the commission, the airport underwent some major upgrades, which included the reconstruction of both runways, several taxiways, and a number of the aircraft parking aprons. He was also a commissioner for many of the security upgrades following 9/11, and he served on the commission during phase 1 of the administration building project. It's not an overstatement to say that Joe loved spending time at the airport. He was often a daily fixture here, and just wanted to pass along on behalf of the Airport Commission our condolences to the Barker family.
Later in the meeting, the commission received an AIP update from Du Bois & King, and Russ McGuire provided his manager's report. Following the manager's report, Commissioner Sheehan wanted to highlight a section and praise the hard work of the airport staff.
One from the airport manager's report. He reports that October 2020 was the busiest October in the past 3 years. So I think that's a credit to the staff at the airport and the users there.
At the end of the meeting, representatives from Southern Airlines explained to the board that due to COVID, they would be offering less flights to Nantucket. The next Airport Commission meeting will be in the following weeks. At the Community Preservation Committee meeting, the group discussed several agenda items, including the removal of fire bells throughout town, as well as the funding of the University Ave Trail Study. The committee also discussed the Winter Street Hill Overlook, which is at the top of the landfill. The current status of approved projects was also deliberated during the meeting. The CPC will meet again in the coming weeks. The school committee met with a number of appearances. Paul Riccardi and Chris Folan gave a townwide facilities update. John Longley and Dr. Galligan gave an update on the new winter sports season guidelines, and Segal Reese and Kathy Bishop appeared to discuss the updated COVID numbers and a new procedure on test result notifications that will go into effect next week.
So really what we're here to talk about is two policy changes. The first one being changes to the notification system. I worry that with every email going out, people are going to start to get numb to it and not really listen when an important email is coming out that might affect their child's classroom because there's so many emails going out. I think we want to be transparent. We all have that goal, but we also don't want to do too much notification where people just don't pay attention anymore. So what we were suggesting is, so when there's a case, the individual classroom or activity, the bus or the sports team will still get a email saying, an individual in your classroom has tested positive for COVID. Dr. Thompson's typical email that he sends out. So those would still go out with every case. But the district-wide notifications, we're wondering if we could do that on a weekly basis with a summary of activities. And then as a health department, we'd commit to updating a chart on our website. I would say daily, but as cases come in. So as we get a case, we'll update the chart. School age cases don't come in every day, but we would keep that up to date. And I sort of put a template on the document that was shared with you of what, I can imagine what it looks like.
Other business included a presentation of the updated school committee goals and a vote on the gender identity support policy. The school committee will meet again in December. The Conservation Commission met Wednesday night with 2 appointments on their agenda. The commission met with a representative of Mass DOT to discuss a vegetation management project that would take place on Route 1 and I-95. The commission then met with Joseph Federico and Luke Fabry to discuss the after-the-fact permitting of stormwater management features at Mr. Federico's property on University Avenue. The hearing was continued to a later date. The Conservation Commission will meet again in the coming weeks. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org.